This is literally the number one reason. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I'm Wendy, and on my channel we talk everything law of assumption, science, psychology, and we do the odd celebrity analysis because trust me, we can learn a lot from them, let me tell you. Today, I don't want to talk about how to manifest an SP. I want to talk about a topic that I see a lot that I think might steer a lot of people wrong or might make you doubt yourself or maybe in the worst case scenario makes you want to give up. And that is, why do a lot of people do not manifest their SP? I see this in comment sections all the time. I think comment sections are literally the best and the worst place for things like this because there's a lot of success stories and a lot of people sharing positive, but a lot of people, and we're just hardwired like that through social conditioning to share our grievances and negative things that happen to us and try to find support, which, yes, fair enough. It's not like you should always push down your negative feelings and your experiences, and it's good to share them to get help. But on the other hand, it's also not helpful and beneficial to you manifesting what you want or helping other people manifest what they want. I thought I'd address some things because I've seen a comment yesterday where someone said, you know, all of this stuff doesn't work and thought transmission doesn't work because so many people use it and they don't manifest their specific person. So clearly it's just an energy thing and some people can be manifested and some can't. Now, one thing about this is there is a quote from Neville Goddard that in my opinion is taken out of context. This is also his older stuff. So his view on that has since evolved and he's written newer material about it. Even he agreed to the fact that anybody can be manifested because why would we be separate and different from one another? Makes no sense. This is typical. You're doing something, you're not doing it correctly, you're not taking the steps to learn about why you're doing it incorrectly, and so you're blaming it on somebody else, mostly other people or the system in and of itself. And that's just not correct and that's not fair to other people. I've seen one common thread where someone was arguing with everyone saying, you know, manifesting is a waste of time, it's not working, it didn't work for me, and it's all a bunch of bull. And now I have someone else and they're so much better. Fun fact, they still manifested that, but even other people were pointing out and saying like, it's not fair. Just because it didn't work for you because you didn't do the work doesn't mean that's not working for other people. So let's go through a few things that you might also be doing wrong if you're manifesting an SP and it's not working for you, especially if you've been doing it for a very long time and you have seen zero results. Number one, the biggest thing, literally the number one reason that I see that people do wrong is complain. And I'm not talking about in a way of, you know, having your normal conversation with other people, which is still not helpful. If you're manifesting someone to be good or be in your life, you don't affirm over and over again that they're not in your life. But going to every single coach, going into every single comment section, tweeting about it daily, posting cryptic messages on Facebook and Instagram about how they don't see me and they don't notice me and all men are shitty and this, that, and the other. Like, that is not helpful. Everything in your life should align with you having your specific person. If you are posting, let's say shit posting on social media, you should be doing that from a place of, if you have to do it and you can't help yourself, from, oh, this is funny, this is how I used to feel, but this is like relating to my life. This shouldn't be I feel so seen and so heard and this is why I'm shit posting it. Commenting, arguing with other people, constantly reaffirming that you don't have what you want is the biggest indicator that you are not doing manifestation correctly. And it doesn't matter what kind of technique you use. It really doesn't matter. Any technique that you use will fail because living in the end is what helps your brain retrain you faster. I actually had this conversation with somebody yesterday. I've been affirming, I've been doing this, and I don't understand why my family member isn't changing. And I said, well, but every time we talk, you complain. Every time this person acts in line with the old version that you don't want, you enable them. Your actions and your words are on a daily basis reaffirming the old version of them, which coincides with the old reality that you said you no longer want to be in. But that's not possible. Let's take this example. If I want someone to stop criticizing me and I'm affirming that away, that they're the person who loves me the way I am, who always supports me, but then they make one critical comment and I start taking that personally, I'm blowing up on them like I normally would. What does that tell your brain? What does that tell your new reality? It tells your new reality that you're not ready. You are not ready because if I am talking to somebody who is constantly affirming me, who's supporting me, who's really positive and just all about me and my goals and my plans, if they have one critique to make about something that I did or said or whatever the case may be, I see that as them, A, coming from a place of love, and B, actual constructive criticism that I should take to heart, because there's someone who is so positive about me. If they feel the need to actually criticize me, there might be a reason for that, and I should look into it because they're obviously doing it to just help me be better for myself. And you are supporting me so blindly, and now you are criticizing something about me, which you are doing out of the same place of love, and you're doing it so that I get better. The situation is exactly the same. The mindset is different, and we all know that mindset is what manifests. Mindset is what changes your reality. So if you are acting from the old mindset, even if you are affirming the new one will never ever be able to take hold, because you are consistently telling your brain that the old programming is the one it should stick with, and that the new one is just a fluke and it should be ignored. All of your affirming is null and void at that point. It doesn't mean that you have to start from scratch. You don't have to start from scratch. But you're telling your brain that all of the work that you did, it can just ignore and go back to the old reality. Then in turn, you have to start affirming again, and you're gonna be stuck in the cycle where you might do this for years on end. I see people trying to manifest their SP for years. Don't waste your time like this. If you feel you're not ready to manifest them because you're constantly in this loop, just please don't do it. I always say this: if you are affirming while reaffirming your old reality through your actions and you're negating it, please just stop. Don't consciously manifest because you are not ready. You are wasting your time. If you are not committed to this and you don't want to take the steps that are necessary, that you need to take, then just live in your old reality. Don't even put yourself through that, because the more you do it, the more you actually reinforcing the fact that you can't manifest or it doesn't work, which is my next point. Affirming it doesn't work, affirming it doesn't work quickly enough, affirming that it doesn't work the way that you want it, trying new techniques, trying to find new techniques, changing your affirmations every other day. All of those things are self-sabotaging behavior that is in line with you being inconsistent and reaffirming your old reality that you are not in control, you can't have what you want, maybe you don't know what you want. It's also a big thing. A lot of people don't actually know what they want. And you running in circles, being powerless towards this person that you give so much power to, which is my next point. Giving your SP free will, giving your SP power, giving them any leeway to shape the way you see reality, to influence what you're manifesting, influence what you're affirming, influencing the way you act. If they don't have free will and they're doing something you don't like, why would you react to a situation that you created that you didn't want, knowing full well that no reaction will lead to a new situation that you actually do want? Because it's like training a child. It's like reprimanding a child. They might continue to do this bad behavior over and over again for like 2, 3, 4, 5 days, but if you ignore it and consistently affirm for the correct behavior, eventually they're gonna learn and eventually they're gonna get there. But a lot of people don't have the patience for it, and then just say, well, I guess this is like another big thing. My SP is the exception. I can manifest anybody, I can do whatever I want, but they're the exception. And that doesn't even have to be you putting them on a pedestal. I've seen this before where they said, well, this person is so negative, this person is so narcissistic, this person just doesn't like me, so they're the exception. But why are they this way? Because you hold them in your reality that way. You affirm that they are that way. You give them the role to play. Saying that they're the exception and they can't be manifested due to you manifesting for them to begin with, like to be this way, yeah, you're gonna see results of that. And not even necessarily through your affirmations not taking hold. You're more often than not, when someone says manifesting doesn't work for me, yes, you are affirming that and you are manifesting that, but the way that this comes out is 99.9% of the time through self-sabotaging behavior. Not being consistent, not acting in line with what you want, reacting all the time to the 3D and not revising it, which again is not a hall pass for you to consistently react and revise. So your behavior can very easily be changed, once you're aware of it, by changing the mindset around that. You can affirm that you are not reacting and say, I'm a great manifester. I never react in a 3D. I always get whatever I want. That will help you get your SP, and it will help you get your SP pretty quickly. So putting them on a pedestal. Why are you putting them on a pedestal? Why are you giving them free will? Why are you always in every comment section complaining about it? Why are you always changing your technique? Why are you always changing your affirmations? Why are you constantly checking the 3D for things you don't want? That's another thing. actively checking for it? Why are you looking to see, has it worked? Has it not worked? What are they doing? What are they not doing? Where's your mental diet? Where's your self-respect? Like, stop stalking people. I don't know what to say. I mean, if this is someone that you're actively manifesting and you're stalking them in like a positive way, in a way where you're like, I love looking at their pictures, I love supporting them. I mean, whatever, do what you want. But if you're coming from a place of, oh my God, they posted something and there was a cryptic quote and that means that they don't like me even though it wasn't about you to begin with, like, don't do that to yourself. Please don't do that to yourself. That is not the way to manifest. That is a surefire way to not get what you want, prove to yourself that manifesting doesn't work, which is also a manifestation in and of itself, and to waste days, months, years on this one person that shouldn't even have this much power and this much control over you. If you are not seeing your specific person, okay, come here, let me tell you something. If you are not seeing your specific person like any other person on the street, any other Joe Schmo that you could walk like past and not even look twice, you're doing something wrong. I'm telling you right now, you are doing something wrong. A lot of people have asked me, how did you manifest celebrities? How do you do this? How do you do that? I don't see celebrities as celebrities. They're normal ass people. I've said this before. Don't think that I would not put them in their place. I would not treat them like I would treat them as the most normal person on the planet because that's who they are. They're just a normal person. And you putting especially celebrity SPs on a pedestal or putting your SP on a pedestal, period. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Also, why would you want to be with someone that you worship? Like, that's just, you're telling yourself that you're the creator of the reality, you're God, you're this, you're that, you can manifest whatever you want, but then you're giving your power away to some random odd person and you're worshiping the ground they walk on just because they created some art or they honed a skill or a talent and they got a bunch of more followers than you. You know, there's people who can look at my account and say, oh, you're famous. And I'm like, no, this is just not, I just have followers. I just know how to manifest viral videos and I know how to manifest followers if I need it. A lot of people who have become famous for doing what they love have done so because they have a passion for something and they wanted to make it their day job so they can pay their bills with it. Very, very few of the famous people really wanted fame. And you can oftentimes see that. And I'm going to use this example because it's just the best example that I have. Kim Kardashian. Yeah, she's smart. Not saying that, but she doesn't have one particular skill that you can tie her fame to. Her goal was fame for fame's sake. But if you have someone who is doing something, you know, for the greater good or for the community or contributing in some way, shape, or form, whether that's through art or doesn't matter what they do, more often than not, it's because they just love what they do and fame and money came as a result of that. So keep that in mind. And if you're thinking about that, that could be you. You could have a hobby or a skill or a talent and share that on social media and blow up tomorrow. And I watched a video of Sienna May the other day about her scandals, and she said she grew to 5 million followers in 2 months, I think. I mean, think about this. You could blow up tomorrow and have 5 million followers and be 10 times more famous than the person you are manifesting. Would you still put them on a pedestal then? Would they still be more special than you now that you all of a sudden are better than them in numbers? Doesn't make any sense. If you want your SP, you have to take them off the pedestal. You can put yourself on it if you want to, but the goal you should always have is you want a healthy relationship with them. You want a good, healthy, proper relationship. Equality should be the key. Equal give and take. Equal, I care about you, you care about me the same. Nobody's better. Nobody's like less than. You're both equal. Most people treat their normal ass specific person, the most random people on the planet, as if they were freaking Johnny Depp. And let me put it this way. If you are standing celebrities, you're making them equal to a religion or a higher power. Last I checked, you were the higher power. Last I checked, you were the manifestor, you're God. Why are you putting someone else in the position of God that you should be in? Do you honestly think God has anybody above him or looks at anybody and thinks you're better than me or you have more power than me? No, and you know that that is the case. God knows who he is. God knows where he stands. And he sure as hell would not look at people that he created or his disciples or whatever. I think that's Jesus. I don't know. I don't freaking know. Don't ask me. And think, oh, out of the 12 disciples that I have, I can only manifest for 11 or I can only heal 11, but there's one that's more special than me. They're just immune to me. That's ridiculous. Manifestation does not always root in logic. It doesn't always root in logic. A lot of times we manifest things that don't make sense, but you still need to use the logical part of your brain to bring yourself back to reality. And the reality is that you are manifesting 24/7. You can manifest whatever you want. You can manifest whoever you want, and you're the operating power. And nothing else should matter. Nothing. Your surroundings shouldn't matter. The stuff that people say about you shouldn't matter. None of that matters, which is why I shared in my community tab the story of the fan who took a picture with this tennis star that she met on the street, and now they're engaged and getting married. Like, come on now. They met randomly on the street in the middle of freaking nowhere. What are the odds of that? Who cares what the odds of that are? It only took one. It only took one meeting. It only took one instance where it happened. And this is like when I watch Selling Sunset, this is like the funniest show to me, because the guys who own it, they will always say that whoever says it only takes one buyer is a poor real estate agent. And I disagree entirely. If you feel you have to have a million options, you are always preparing for the doom case scenario. Why are you preparing for doom case scenario? If you know that you're manifesting one client is the right client, because you know it's going to be the client that buys your house because you said so. Don't doom prepare for doom. This is what I talked about in my narcissism video. They prepare for doom that they know is inevitably going to come because they're going to create it. Stop doom preparing for a scenario where your SP can't be manifested if you already have manifested them. That's asinine. Don't do that. You know who you are. Stick with that. Remind yourself of that, and remind yourself that your SP is just a puppet in this whole puppet show that you created. You're directing it, you're playing the parts, you're telling everybody what to do and what to say, and they're just a little puppet on a string doing what you tell them to do. Which is not meant to be disrespectful, by the way. I'm not saying that this is like, I'm not saying this in a manipulative way or a disrespectful way, but I feel some people need to hear this in order to remind themselves of who they are and what they're actually capable of and how much in control they are. You need to stop giving your power away is all I'm saying. Like, stop doing that, and especially if you're going into a comment section and seeing people say that, remember, they're also just a mirror of you. So if you see comments like this, oftentimes it's because they are reflecting something back within you that you actually feel. You're actually worried. In my case, it's not the case. I'm looking for negative comments like this, so my mindset is a little bit different because I'm doing it so I can make videos and explain it to you and educate you. So I'm not coming from a standpoint of I can't manifest my SP. That's not what it is. But if you are not a coach or someone who isn't looking for proof that it's not working, then it's them reflecting something back within you that you believe could potentially be a roadblock in your manifestation. And you need to address that, and you need to address that immediately and change your affirmations to go in line with that and stick with them though. If you see something like this more often than not, even if you would see 10 comments and they're all worded differently, the core message is the same. I can't manifest my SP. It's hard. It takes long, whatever. It's always the same core message. Make one affirmation, cover everything that you need to cover, stick with it, affirm for it, and know who you are. If you like this kind of video, please make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, ask me any questions you want, let me know where you are in your journey if you want to, and I will see you in the next video.